What's going on, guys? So if you missed the video that I did on the front of this truck and the smoke that was kind of pouring out from the front because of a seized up caliper, go back and check it out if you want to kind of see the symptoms and what you should look for. And really it's just identifying if the truck's tracking funny, if it's pulling to one side, if there's a scenario in which a caliper may be closing the brake pads around the rotor and preventing that side from spinning as freely. That said, it's been 3 days. The truck was in the shop, got it back $460 something later. I did have an extended warranty which covered about $300 worth of parts, basically the front caliper. Otherwise, the whole thing probably would have been much closer to $1,000. That said, though, the warranty covered the caliper. It did not cover the wearable, such as the brake pads, turning the rotors itself, and some of the other little parts that also needed to be replaced, as well as doing the other side. So I went ahead and had them change the brakes on both sides, had them turn the rotors. Initially, they thought new rotors for this truck might cost like $150 per rotor, but then after researching it, the F450, because of how much larger the rotors are, if you're going to go OEM, it's closer to like $350 to $400 per side. You can definitely buy them cheaper aftermarket though, so if you're looking at replacing rotors, just make sure you get a quality set of rotors from a reputable company. That said, got the truck back. Super excited. Unfortunately, we missed the ability to take the Brookstone out this weekend. That was kind of the goal we were aiming for. They had the truck one night longer than we anticipated, and that actually put a pretty big cramp on our ability to take it out. Otherwise, we'd only be able to stay out one night versus 2 nights that we were planning on going out. But yep, super glad the truck's back. In terms of problems, this problem is relatively, I don't want to say common, but it's definitely not rare that something like this happens. And I'm not just talking about on Ford. This can really happen on any manufacturer. I'm sure some of the brake components themselves aren't even manufactured by Ford. It's probably some company that produces them for all the OEMs. That said, though, yeah, like I said, about $469, even though I had the warranty, and I have a no deductible warranty too, so I didn't have to pay the $100 deductible on some of them. So like I said, it covered about $350, $400 worth of parts and labor, but the other parts of that were definitely not covered, and I had to pay that. But super glad to get the truck back. Can't wait to use it. Can't wait to take the RV out, man. We have been absolutely fiending to take the RV out and going on a long trip, so hopefully we'll be able to do that real soon. Anyways, guys, let's get to the rest of the video. Okay, so kind of sad news. I just got a phone call from the transportation company. They'll be picking this up in 2 days. It was really, really fun. Want to give a big shout out to the folks over at ROA Off-Road. They carry this at their South Carolina location, not at their Utah location, even though they have a bunch of really cool off-road, off-grid trailers there as well. But this thing has been absolutely awesome. We had a chance to take it out 5 times total since having it, and it's been a blast every time. The main reason we got this, the main reason they sent this down to us for review and evaluation was also to tow it, right? So not just learning about how awesome these Palomino Pauses are and what goes into the construction and what makes them so unique, but also how they tow behind certain types of vehicles. We had a chance to tow it behind 3 different vehicles. The Denali, we have the half-ton Denali, a 3/4-ton Denali, and the red F450. And definitely big difference between all 3 trucks. The 3/4-ton Denali and our F450 towed it without any issue at all. Unfortunately, the half-ton Denali did struggle a little bit. And when I say struggle, it wasn't really struggling in a sense of towing it, but controlling it whenever you had really, really hard crosswinds. That said, though, super, super cool RV. Gonna really miss it. You definitely have to go back and check out some of the videos we did on this thing from a construction, from an engineering perspective. I went out to Elkhart, had an opportunity to spend some time in Indiana at the actual Palomino Pause factory, speak to the folks in charge of designing it, the folks in charge of manufacturing it. Then we went to Moride, and you had a chance to actually see the components being manufactured by Moride. This is such a cool RV, and it's really game-changing, especially from a brand that's built solely here in the United States, which is really cool. But yeah, they'll be picking this up real soon. Definitely wanted to bid this thing a really, really good farewell. I might put a sticker somewhere on here as well so people can know if they buy this unit, this was the unit that I actually had, and spend some time with. But again, big shout out to the folks over at ROA Off-Road who carry the Palomino Pause at one of their locations. Very, very cool folks there. They had me out a few months back, spending some time in Salt Lake City and kind of experiencing what it's like to actually see true off-road, off-grid, super high-quality RVs. Some manufactured in the States, some manufactured overseas, but seeing the difference between them was also kind of cool as well. So they're going to be picking this up tomorrow. I moved it over here with the tractor, as you saw. And, you know, it's been super, super awesome having this. Definitely didn't use it as much as I would have liked to use it from a camping perspective. But the main part of this collaboration was towing it and giving you guys kind of an example of what my recommendations would be in terms of, you know, the appropriate vehicle to tow this. I know the nose is down pretty far. It's because I just brought it here with the tractor, and in order to be able to use the 3-point to lower it, I had to bring the jack up quite a bit. But I could always level it out with the airbags if I wanted to. The airbags have some air in them right now. But this thing is super awesome. Guys, you got to go back and check out all the videos that I made on this. Again, I got to give a big shout out to the folks over at ROA Off-Road in Salt Lake City, as well as South Carolina. They sell this at their South Carolina location, and there are other floor plans, and there are more floor plans that are coming, and there's more innovation coming to the Palomino Pause line. Whenever you look at a unit like this is certainly not going to be what a lot of people would imagine as a value unit. And when I say value, typically people think value as in something that's very affordable, low cost, easy to get into, and you can just take the family out camping. These things are going to sell for over $100,000. And I hope over the last several months and the time I spent in Indiana at their facility, as well as the time I spent in Salt Lake taking a look at this specific unit, when you look at the solar power that's on this one, all the panels on top, all the Victron, all the Battleborn batteries, when you look at the custom Moride chassis, custom Moride air suspension with Bilstein shocks, the Garmin Smart Control that controls everything, you look at so much that goes into this, the fact that there's absolutely no wood in this unit. It is all composites, it's aluminum. They've really gone out of their way to make a unit that they believe is the best thing you can buy. The best quality, the best innovation, as well as the best use of good materials. So, you know, I got to hand it to them. You know, it's a venture, and it's not one of those things that is easy to do with, you know, a company that is under the Forest River umbrella. They make so many different brands. They make so many different models. And to have something that stands out so distinctly from anything else in the U.S. is pretty dang amazing. And when you compare this to something like a Patriot, which is an Australian, super, super tiny, super, super compact. Most of them don't even have a bathroom. You know, you look at something like a Patriot, you're looking at a unit that is still in the $60,000 plus range. So for twice that, you get something like this, which has so much more feasibility. The kitchen, the bathroom has 2 kitchens, an outside kitchen, inside. It has 2 refrigerators. It has it has the full residential refrigerator on the inside, plus it has the Truma refrigerator on the outside. It has air conditioning. It has air suspension, aluminum frame, composite everything, super composite walls and floors. I mean, again, there's a lot of reasons why a lot of people could say I'm a fanboy of this product, because I am. I'm a fanboy of what a U.S. manufacturer turned out in despite of an industry that a lot of people believe is plagued with quality control issues and lack of good quality materials. And that in itself earns kudos. Just the fact that they're able to pull it off. Yes, it is super expensive. No one is denying that. Nobody sponsored me to do this video. Palomino is not paying me to do this video. I was actually very, very fortunate and appreciative that I was provided this unit by ROA Off-Road because, you know, I figured the best way to show you guys what these things are all about, as well as their towability, is to actually have one for a couple of months. So that's the reason why that collaboration happened. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed the videos I've put out on this, as a lot of folks have really commented how much they appreciate the content. And I've had a few folks who think that I overplayed this unit, who thinks that Palomino paid me or this was some big sponsored segment, but it wasn't. This was really my opportunity to show you what I think U.S. consumers have been looking for, even though it may be out of reach for a lot of them. That's a little unfortunate, but at the same time, if you're able to get something like this, you're going to get the best of the best. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.